Hey, you're watching Fat Man, you dingus. Whatever he said.
This is your boy, Fat Man. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Right. So right now we sitting just because I've been did like 2 videos, and I was standing, and then I was done editing. But this MrBeast video, I built 100 wells in Africa. First of all, I don't know how the fuck this is getting backlash, but it's getting negative backlash, and I want to know why. So we're gonna watch the video. If you like MrBeast and you don't like MrBeast, that's fine, don't care. I think the dude's doing pretty well with his philanthropy. He's like, he just has money. He's like, I have money to blow and I'm gonna do what I wanna do because who's gonna stop me? It's money. I'm white, I'm rich, who cares? He probably doesn't say that, but he probably knows there's a code. So let's check the video out. If you tuning in, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, comment, notified. So here we go. I built 100 wells in Africa.
This is the first of 100 wells we're gonna build in this video. Oh, water!
Ooh.
Oh, crap!
You just witnessed a small village in Kenya get access to unlimited clean drinking water.
But that's beautiful. That's kind of, how you gonna get mad at that? He built 100 wells, bro. Let's keep going. This is gonna be a long video. Let's go.
In less than a second.
1 down, 99 more wells in Africa to go. You're gonna love this video.
Combined, these 100 wells are gonna give around 500,000 people fresh water to drink. And after building some more wells on this side of Kenya, we flew south to the school system of Nairiri. And let's just say, they were really happy to see us.
How's it going? I was not expecting this. Thank you for the welcome. I'm not even sure how to react. I appreciate it, everybody.
This village threw a welcome ceremony upon our arrival, and Nolan got really into it.
Nolan's the most awkward person I've ever met, and that's a lot coming from me.
And after being shown around the school,
Here comes our guest.
This is, it's joyful, it's happy. I'm proud of the dude to get the love he deserves because they're like, yo, he's about to give us free drinking water. And these are kids getting an education in the shittiest of conditions, meeting up with other kids to get education. And these kids aren't being sex trafficked or kidnapped or put into fucking child warfare. So bro's doing them a favor. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? He's doing this out of kindness of his heart, and it's just build 100 wells. I'm still not getting the backlash part about this videos.
How's it going? Oh, you having a good day? It's nice meeting you.
one of the teachers showed me where the students currently get their water, which is from this river. That's extremely unsafe to drink.
This is where your students used to get water from?
Yes.
This is crazy.
Yeah. You know, students complaining of diarrhea, infections like typhoid, because this is the water we've been using. So we try to treat, but you see, look at it, you know, but at the end of the day, life has to move on. You have to get some water anyway.
This situation is obviously extremely sad. These children's lives are being limited and sometimes cut short from being forced to drink unsafe water. But at least for this village, we're gonna put an end to it right now.
I don't think this John's gonna fit. I have a big head. Let's see if we can find some water.
A big head is crazy.
It is raining! It's beautiful!
After the water comes out of the ground, it's fed into enormous barrels like this one. And once they're built into the water towers, all of the neighboring villages will not only have clean drinking water, but a pressurized water source as well, which in short means no more doing laundry and unsafe water.
And pull!
On a scale of 1 to Nolan's mom, how heavy is it?
Nolan's mom ×2.
Oh, God.
Dude, I'll push you off of this. All right, here we go. Under control.
We built 20 more wells in Kenya, and after we were done,
Bro has another well in. Don't worry, I have more water in my other shoe.
and just so you know how we built these first 29 wells, we used this giant drill to dig hundreds of feet into the ground, past the polluted sources and into an enormous aquifer of pure drinkable water. After that, we spent time installing pipes so that people all around Africa can access water from spigots like this one in Nairiri.
Let's see how it tastes.
Like water. It took me about a minute to fill this 5-gallon drum. How much water can this provide a day?
3,600 gallons a day.
Not only will this well cover the 400 kids at this school, but literally the entire neighborhood and village around this school can use this well.
We say thank you for the water.
Oh, no problem. This thing can basically pump nonstop for 30 years. You would think that having an effect of this magnitude would require the resources and funding of a large government, but that's not true. Solving this problem is possible and something humanity should all be putting effort in to fix.
What's the secret?
Which is a very thoughtful thing if you think about it. And it's very true, right? So I guess it's time to get up and really explain this, because the motherfucker out here is doing God's work, okay? So we're gonna actually stand this desk up. MrBeast is doing something that I personally don't have the funds to do. And it's not just the funds to build 100 wells, right? Actually, it's shit. I can't even do shit. This nigga bought out Paris. That's a lot of money. But when you think about it, 100 wells in another country like Africa, right? A lot of black people are proud to, in the U.S., right? African Americans in the U.S., right? They're proud to be black and from Africa. But 99.9% of most black people in America don't go back to Africa and don't do shit in Africa, don't give back to Africa. And we need to rely on people with more money, right? The black community ain't the Jewish community. We don't put our money all together. We don't collectively get our money. We don't stop buying sneakers, right? We all want nice shit and have nice shit. Like, I bought this computer, all of my home fucking money and nice shit, right? A Jewish kid ain't doing this. Well, maybe Aiden Ross, but the fact that black people in the U.S. couldn't put together money to send back to Africa and support these kids is crazy, and MrBeast, one man, is doing it. The government is not even doing this. Does that make sense? Their own government is not even helping them. And you would think the government that is predominantly black would help its fucking people, but no, right? It's fucking mind-blowing. Akon, who is trying to build his own fucking city, doesn't do something like this. It's sad. It's sad. And it really blows my fucking mind that this man had to do that, but nobody else could do it. Does that make any fucking sense to you? It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad that not even the collectiveness of your own people would make you think about, wow, you know, these African kids, like think about it. Most kids in the U.S. have it easy. They don't gotta struggle for clean water. They eating a bacon, egg, and cheese. They eating good. That's why I eat as much. That's why I'm called Fat Man. I'm eating because I know I would never survive with dirty drinking water, getting sick like that, not hunting, but like having to try to find food and maybe starve. Because that water is all these kids got to mentally develop and get older. And some of these kids don't even get to see the age that they're supposed to be. It's very disheartening, especially when their own government doesn't do nothing. And it takes Jimmy over here to do something. It's kind of sad. Let's continue.
Secret of success.
To be honest, just find something you love doing and do it for a long period, and eventually you'll succeed. So I'm gonna bring it super close. See us? Is that cool? Yes. If you look up, it's recording. All right, well, I'm gonna get close. All right. Yeah, you can see yourself. We were also able to install a well for this village, and these 12 other villages. And while we were finishing these wells, we were also able to update one of their schools with brand new computers. How are they liking it?
This nigga gave them new fucking computers, nigga. What? What? And your government couldn't do that. Do you know the first time my classroom got a computer and got connected to the internet, we were all stunned. And it was 2000. It was like, I forgot, 2000 and what, 2001, 2002. This was way before 9/11. So this is in 2001, my first classroom I was in got our first ever computer in the class. so the kids can learn how to, me and everybody else can learn how to play computer games and do other stuff. And we were sitting, I'm telling you, all the kids, even the teachers, gathered around at the computer, and we were like, you can search up stuff? Try Sonic, Mega Man, Power Rangers, Beetleborg. Like, we were just naming off shit to Google. We didn't even know how Google worked at that time. And this is 2000. I don't know if this is Internet Explorer, and we're just typing anything in and seeing what pops up. And this is way before the school would have, like, you know, child block stuff. They used to, you know, you put the CDs inside of the computers, and we used to play learning games. Like, it was like a little dragon, and you have to find all the stuff and puzzles, and all the kids will have like a certain time on it, and then you gotta, you know, you would beat the game and it'd be a certain score. So kids would try to memorize this and memorize that. I got really good at memorization just by playing those games, because I was always good at playing video games and memorizing shit. So imagine a school in 2001 getting their first ever computer. These kids are way above where we're at, where we used to be. And shit, I got my own fucking computer set up right here. I'm working on an ultra wide 49-inch monitor, and my fucking NZXT motherboard and computer case and my fucking graphics card. Like, my graphics card is so much fucking money. Well, pretty cheap in my example, ain't gonna lie. But as a kid, I would never think I would get to this point, right? And back in 2001, a computer was the most advanced shit I've ever seen. I only knew about advanced stuff from, like, video games and movies. But when it came to super advanced technology, like a computer, even the teachers were like, whoa. Like, obviously some of the teachers didn't have computers at their house, because it was a huge, and we're talking old school Dell big back computers. Thanks, Jimmy is a fucking good man for this. These kids are going to excel. Like, you gotta really think about it. Like, a computer, a laptop. This is where computers have gone to. Small as shit as a laptop. So much processing power. There is a 3070 graphics card on this. They make them that small, and I didn't even know. So it's very, like, you gotta think about it. Being on a computer, these kids have access to do whatever to push themselves, to get further in life now, thanks to Jimmy. That's fucking beautiful. And then niggas is mad at him? Y'all some bitches.
They like them.
Glad to see it turned out well.
And we also updated the classrooms with new furniture, installed shelves and filled them with new books, donated a soccer ball for every student.
Hey.
And
he gave them all soccer balls. These kids are all gonna become athletes. Stop playing with them.
Even put modern whiteboards and projectors in all the classrooms.
Do you guys like the projector?
We were using a chalk and then a lot of dust, but today everything is clean. We truly appreciate it.
No problem. It's the least we could do.
But then when we flew out to the site of the 45th well, we realized this community had it even harder. Every time they need to get water, they need to take a treacherous mile-long hike through the jungle. And that mile-long hike also happens to be on a giant mountain.
I wake up very early, about 4 o'clock, so that I can fetch water for this.
I'm telling you, certain kids in the States is lucky. Telling you, they lucky. Even I'm lucky. I don't gotta fucking balance a fucking jug on my head and walk with some water. Like, niggas is lucky. Like, you lucky, bro. You just don't know how lucky you are that you gotta fucking get a hike through a fucking mountain. Get the fuck out of here.
Good. We are not safe fetching water here. That place is very slippery. Chances of getting an injury is very high.
So while we worked on their well, the community took me to see how they currently source their water.
You guys would have to make this trip how many times a day?
2 times.
2 times a day. Oh, wow. So a typical student would carry something like this?
Yeah.
Oh, God. If 200 students did this every day, how hard could it be?
It could be very hard.
Oh.
I love Jimmy's optimism. How hard can it be? Very hard, nigga. He's like, all right, I can't make jokes.
Oh, boy. Dang, this is very steep. Let's just walking down this mountain forever.
Every day.
It was actually surprising how difficult this hike was. And these people go through all of that just to get to this spigot. That's water is still unsafe to drink.
This is where you guys get your water from normally?
Yes.
And filled with water, these jugs can weigh up to 40 pounds, which is
48?
insane for these children to be carrying up this mountain.
The ladies can carry 2 of those.
Oh, I totally can as well then.
And as
The ladies can carry 2 of those. That he basically said, our women are stronger than yours. That's basically what the fuck he just said. I hope you caught that. In other words, a joke to Jimmy is like, you're weak if you can't carry 2 of those.
As soon as these jugs were filled, it was time to head all the way back up.
Hurry up, let's go.
He's not even sweating or anything. I got it.
And now, instead of spending hours a day for unsafe water, their new well is only 10 feet away from the school. So,
They can just fill it up here now. I'm too tired.
and so we were on our way to the next village where we built our 46th well, but we ran into a little problem. We found out that this village is divided in half by this huge, dangerous river. It may not look like much now, but when the rainy season comes, the water comes up this high and literally swallows this bridge.
And why this bridge is such a big deal is the village is over there, the hospital and schools are over there, so they're crossing this bridge multiple times a day.
Despite how dangerous this bridge is, it's their only option.
This river, when it is swollen, it can sweep away people, students, or even animals.
In the recent past, we have lost about 3 people trying to cross this river.
This
3?
loss of life is insane and
up.
absolutely unacceptable.
For a second, I thought he said 30. I said 30 people, but he said 3. But I was like, I still be thinking, I don't know why I thought he said we lost 30 people. We lost 30. I was like, how'd you lose 30 people from one bridge? He said 3, Darnell. I was like, oh my God.
The moment we heard about this, we knew we had to help. So while we started work on a new bridge that would let them reach their well, we then traveled over 2,000 miles from Kenya to the country of Zimbabwe.
We've been in Africa for over a week, and we still have a lot more wells to do.
You kind of smell.
I know, it's weird. I showered this morning.
Wow.
Yeah. If you let me finish, I can put my arms down. Can I count on you 2 to finish these wells with me?
Yes.
First on the agenda was to check out a local hospital that was in dire
That
need
shit
of
looked
clean
dry.
water. Upon entering, we learned how big of an impact this clinic had on the village.
How many kids do you guys give birth to a year here?
In a month, about 50.
Do 600
In a month, about 50? In 1 month?
births a year? Wow.
But unfortunately, the pregnant mothers at this clinic have to walk over a mile just to get water, and then carry these heavy buckets all the way back. However,
Telling you, bro, their backs are so straight and their spine is, they're like that. They're like, we got this. They 100%. Like I've shrunken a little bit because I used to be 5'9", now I'm 5'7". I need to start doing what they're doing for exercise. I'm gonna be 5'10".
the good news is we paid for the construction of a new modern well for them. All that needed to be done now was to turn it on.
All right, Nolan, are you ready?
I'm ready. Over.
Let me get a dramatic zoom in. Nolan, I pressed the button. Is it working?
It's flowing.
Do we want to go check it out?
Yes.
Let's do it.
I love how people are immediately just getting water right now. This is easily the coolest thing ever.
Nolan here is a professional dancer. He will join.
How do I always end up dancing?
What is he doing? Oh, gosh. All right, I won't make you watch this anymore.
Besides ensuring access to clean water, a lot of the students at this village lack transportation. So we decided to give all of them new bicycles.
He gave them bikes, nigga. He gave them bikes, nigga. This is the man. This is the man. He gave them bikes. He gave another village computers, and he's given kids abilities to transportation.
I know it looks like a lot of kids, but we bought a lot of bikes. Full disclosure, I don't know how to ride a bike.
Jimmy only knows how to give away bikes.
Never learned how to ride one. Let's break in all the new bicycles. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, everyone's passing me. Be careful, I don't know how to ride a bike. I don't want to hit anyone.
I don't know how to ride a bike either. It just I live in the city for so long. I tried one time. Even a group of hood niggas was teaching me how to ride a bike one time. I just completely failed. Got a little frustrated. I was like, nah, I just fucked up.
You want to ride it? All right, go for it, little man. Okay.
And after giving away the bikes, we continue building wells until we reach
Well number 69.
This solar-powered well is specially designed to aid the farmers in this village by providing more than enough water for all of their crops and livestock, even during the dry season without any electricity.
Each panel is 200 watts. Then it's attached to a pump. That pump can pump 5,000 liters every hour. Basically, it's unlimited amount of water for this entire village.
That's incredible.
And after we left Zimbabwe, we wanted to continue to give water to...
Bro, he helped out a farm. A farm, nigga. Come on, bro. How can anybody be mad at this nigga? And you know what's crazy is if you mad at MrBeast right now, you sniffing gasoline. Cause this man ain't doing nothing. He ain't doing nothing but giving back. And that's something you really gotta admit, that their own country ain't helping the citizens. Their government of these fucking places ain't helping. You gotta think about that. What representation is important that someone represents you and your people? And they can't. All the money that these certain people in Africa have, ain't nobody giving back to farmlands and helping people. Get the fuck out of here.
communities all across Africa. So we built more wells in Uganda, Somalia, and Cameroon. If you want to see more of what we did in Cameroon, there's a whole video about that coming soon on the Philanthropy channel. Spending time in these villages really made me reflect on the importance of building wells, how it brings water to farms to feed the hungry, how it provides clean conditions for hospitals, and most importantly, how it helps the children of this next generation live long, healthy lives and build the future for all of these communities.
We await a new dawn of clean drinking water. Water is life.
And with some help from the locals,
this nigga give him back, bro. That's what sob. This brings a tear to my fucking eye.
we finally finished a new bridge that this community can use for the next 100 years.
Lives have been saved, families will come together, the worries will be gone.
The 100 wells we built in this video will change a lot of lives, but not enough. Which is why before you go, I want to urge you all to go to beastphilanthropy.org/wells or click the link in the description and donate money if possible. We're literally not profiting a dime off this video. 100% of the money we raise is going to go.
I'm donating. I'm a little broke right now. I'm gonna donate $5. I'm broke right now. That's on me. But I got $5 in the bank. And the other cash I have to like spend, I pay bills like upcoming next Friday. I gotta pay bills. So, but I'm donating $5. I don't give a fuck. Cause I realize he ain't making money off of this. So as a honest individual, it's like, fuck it, I'm donating $5. You could I bet you can donate a certain amount. I'm donating $5.
Towards building more wells like you saw in this video all around the globe. I know it's weird that a YouTuber has to do all this stuff, but someone's got to do it. And if no one else is, we're going to do it. As you can tell, it really does change the lives of the communities where we build them.
It does.
And finally,
well 100.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Shout out to MrBeast. Now you're probably gonna be like, where's the controversy come from? Let's tune in to Abba and Preach. Abba and Preach talking about the controversy. The truth about MrBeast building 100 wells in Africa. What's the truth?
None of you motherfuckers on Twitter were going to give me the ability to see.
They're not going to do it.
My government wasn't going to do it. So this man, out of the kindness of his heart, maybe it's for different reasons. I don't actually care. I just want to see with my eyes again.
What I'm saying,
I want my kids to have clean drinking water because nobody else seems to give a Like, I think people forget that aspect of it and they just want to talk about optics. Optics is for people who are privileged. When you don't have water to drink, you don't have the luxury to care about optics.
You just don't have water to drink.
There's controversy right now with MrBeast because he built 100 wells in Africa. Yeah. And a lot of people feel...
There's controversy over building 3 fucking wells in Africa. Nigga, what? He built 100 wells? the fuck out of
Some
here.
type of way, some positive, some negative. You know what they say, no good deed goes unpunished. So
True.
with that being said,
That is a
Because
true
the
statement.
story isn't that Mr. Beast is a Nostradamus, right? It's just based off of historical data, this was gonna happen. He puts out a video where people can't hear or they see, and he's like, hey, I'm Mr. Beast, I fixed it, boom. And while that's largely got him a lot of praise, there have been people going, yeah, fuck that guy. It's just, you know, performance activism. He's just trying to look like a good guy. This is part of the business. Also, I'm going to disregard that lots of people's lives were made better, because I'm angry. Granted, it would make sense if it was at the system and the world, but I'm also going to direct it towards Jimmy, Mr. Beast, because fuck that guy. And so when he released his new video, I Built 100 Wells in Africa, he kind of knew what was going to come. And in that video, he goes to Kenya, Zimbabwe, and other countries to install wells to give people drinking water. Also notably speaking to the local communities, giving their schools new equipment. Mr. Beast closing his video by encouraging people to donate to the Water is Life campaign at Beast Philanthropy.
I know
Because he doesn't make any money. He said, yo, look, this video is not going to make a lot of money because I know I do extravagant, insane videos, but it's true. Mr. Beast is funneling a lot of money through his videos. Even if it's his own chocolate or his own cookies, he's funneling a lot of shit.
it's weird that a YouTuber has to do all this stuff, but someone's got to do it. And if no one else is, we're going to do it. As you can tell, it really does change the lives of the communities where we build them.
And so with that, you know, as expected, he got a lot of praise for doing that, people applauding him for helping so many people using his platform and money for good. But as he predicted, he got some backlash, with some saying that he was exploiting vulnerable communities for content, or some accusing him of being a so-called white savior and arguing he's tackily packaging a myth, mostly to children, that Africans are helpless, featureless subject of his kindness, that Africa can only be helped by a white celebrity who's amassed immense wealth first.
What? But these are villages. He just went to villages. He's like, he's amassing, no, nigga, these were villages of people who were struggling, kids getting sick. We just fucking seen it. He's like, if they drink this water, they gonna get fucking sick. Die even. And nigga, what are you talking about? If you would have watched the video, you'd be paying attention. He didn't just sensationalize this. He asked them, okay, cool, what's wrong with the water? And they told him, drinking that water over there gonna get niggas sick, or probably worse, deaf. Fuck is wrong with you? You ain't paying attention? Are you stupid? You got wax up your ass in your ears?
How long do you think these communities have been underserved in regards to this water issue? If someone else was going to do it, why haven't they done it? How long do these people have to keep suffering before someone handles their shit? While you guys were up here virtue signaling on Twitter talking about, this is how it should be done. Somebody actually just went over there and said, I'm going to do it, and they did it.
He did it.
No, but
he did it with his nuts out, nigga. The fuck is wrong with you people? Oh, he's sensationalizing Africa because Africa, blah, blah, blah. Man, you don't shut the fuck up.
I guess you know who's never complaining about this? The ones being helped.
Sometimes I feel like a lot of people feel like it needs to be helped like Hollywood. Okay, so the person helping, well, it's African, so it cannot be white, right? And then that's white savior. So for it to be picture perfect, it has to be a black person that left the community and came back and did a lot of wealth by
all those things that you're stating in that thing. The fact that he's a celebrity, the fact that he's helping children, the fact that he saves people, can all exist without having malicious intent.
True.
I don't even think
because there's no intent to do harm in the video. It's only to bring awareness to these villages that, number one, ain't being served by their government. There's no one coming back to these communities to serve them. They're barely getting the funding and help they need. And MrBeast helping and building and pushing shit like this is important. It is. It's the most important thing. I don't know what the fuck is that flying around. It's the most important thing in the world. Now, don't get me wrong. You look at it and you say, oh, white savior. You don't look at it and clearly say, he's doing a good thing. Thank God he did that for that village. I hope those kids that he gave computers to can get the proper education online. They can eventually grow up to get better jobs, come back to that community and help build, get more money and get put back into the community. And he helped out farming, which means their crops can grow better. The water won't be tainted. The crops can go with fresh water, and then they can use that to grow bigger, stronger, and being powered by solar power. Are you fucking kidding me? The man is helping these people, and you can't look past that. But all you see is white savior. You're using that as an excuse just because He's helping, but he's also white and he's fucking got money. Nigga, it makes no sense, bro. It makes no sense. And I say it as a person who doesn't have all the money. Today, I could be broke. Tomorrow, I could be rich. The next day, I could be in the middle and just be stable, right? Right now, I'm okay. I got something. Maybe, I'm kind of broke. Kind of broke. But that's fine. I'm still happy. I still got food. I still got friends. I still got family. I still got my health. That's what's important. Those people that he's helping, they got lots of nothing. They don't got fresh drinking water. They got nothing but disease and sickness. The hospital can't be helped. They don't got the proper tools for education. And oh yeah, they got to walk up a fucking mountain and walk down a mountain to get drinking water. Some of those places benefited greatly by him coming there and helping them. So what the fuck are you talking about?
These people think he has malicious intent. I think they're just saying he's being harmful. Because basically he's perpetuating stereotypes. But
there's always going to be a stereotype. If you didn't fucking do it, there's going to be a stereotype. If this man right here, the bad guy, Mr. Bad Touch did it, he did nothing. The stereotype is a white man comes to a black fucking country and helps fucking black people out. Yeah, the same fucking place that the British abandoned, the same place that America said fuck you and their own government said fuck you too. So the last thing I want to hear from any fucking body, if you didn't go over there and help them your damn self with your own goddamn money, shut up, bitch.
I'm like, I don't give a fuck what perpetuating stereotypes he's doing. If he gives me the ability to see, I'm happy. Cause bitch, none of you motherfuckers on Twitter were gonna give me the ability to see.
They're not gonna do it.
My government wasn't gonna do it. So this man, out of the kindness of his heart, maybe it's for different reasons. I don't actually care. I just want to see with my eyes again.
What I'm saying,
I want my kids to have clean drinking water because nobody else seems to give a f. Like, I think people forget that aspect of it and they just want to talk about optics. Optics is for people who are privileged. When you don't have water to drink, you don't have the luxury to care about optics.
You just don't have water.
Like, I don't think people understand what it's like to live in communities with no clean water. It affects your clothes. It affects the kind of things that go onto your body and inside your body. Like, what do you think the life expectancy is of these kids if they don't get access to it?
It's short. You can do the research right fucking now. It's short. These kids have a life expectancy that's not... You think any of these kids would have reached 20? No. You think they would have reached their teens? No. Some kids are lucky to see that. Back here in America, a lot of adults were lucky to even get past 40. Shit, you barely saw that. So now the life expectancy in the US and around the world is 100. Why? Safe, clean drinking water, ability to wash your clothes and not get dangerous bacteria and disease-ridden shit on it, and the ability to get access to fresh produce and food, and ability to clean and wash certain foods, and the ability to get certain livestock, farmers markets, and local farmers, if you know any, that you can get cleaned, butchered food from. But there's a process with that. What do you need? Money, some type of stability, some type of financial stuff. That's all here in the US. You can get all that. You can be broke, dead poor by next week and then build up to get money. But you have to have the drive. There's some people out here who are actual bums just making bum money. They're bumming it. It's weird. But in that community, you're fucking dead. It's literally a dice roll. Come on, Snake Eyes. Is Tommy gonna survive? No, he dead. Poor drinking water will affect everything. The way your mental health is, it doesn't matter at that point. You can't drink clean water. You gotta drink that nasty shit and get sick, vomit, throw up, typhoid. Some of you don't even know what the fuck typhoid fever is or typhoid. People getting sick. Bacteria that, yes, exists in regular drinking water now, but that's filtered, it's still clean to drink regardless. We have clean filtered drinking water in the US. The fact that some of the places in this country have shitty... Flint, Michigan still has shitty fucking water. Still. And MrBeast didn't go over to Flint. No, he went to Africa. Fuck is you saying?
water. What do you think their ability to go to school and learn is if they constantly have diseases that they're dealing with on the inside? It's not.
It's ripping them apart and making them sick. It's
just water that goes to feed them. How do you give birth to new kids without clean water to disinfect everything? How do you do anything from a medicinal standpoint if you don't have clean water in your community to do anything?
It's normal that they take it for granted. We shit in clean water.
This nigga preach. This nigga preach. Said it. He said it. Right now, in my toilet, there is clean water. And I just cleaned that fucking toilet and flushed it. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. There is clean, drinkable water in my toilet. Ain't that crazy? Huh? Ain't that crazy? That's fucking wild.
So, that, you know what I mean? Like,
that thing that you shitting in,
it's clean water.
People all over the world wish they could drink out of.
Well, of course, online, everyone sounds off on things. We actually saw some activists agreeing with parts of the criticism, with, for example, in a CNN report, them pointing to one aspiring Kenyan politician who accused MrBeast of playing into a stereotype.
You can never win. Because those same people are the same people that are going to talk shit about Bezos not doing anything with his money. And if he would have done something with his money, he would have been a white savior.
Oh my God, that is so true. Jeff Bezos is the richest fucking man on this planet. He was battling Elon Musk to go to space first, and he did it first. Elon Musk pissed that shit that he didn't get a chance to go in his rocket and fly up into space. Now realize Jeff Bezos has billions of fucking dollars. Billions. And he did not once build wells in Africa like MrBeast. Not once did that nigga go to Africa, even try to build a city. Build cities all over the fucking continent. And then group or make better farms or whatever the fuck. He didn't do that. He didn't put his money nowhere. That nigga, even if he did do that, guess what? Preacher's right. They would have been calling him a white fucking savior. So, damned if I do, damned if I don't type of shit. It's very hypocritical, right? It's kind of like what's happening right now with the whole Israel and Palestine. You pick a side, you choose a side. And then if you pick or choose a side, one says you're choosing terrorists, which are the Palestinians. If you say free Palestine, what you're basically saying is, I stand with the Hamas terrorists and any Palestinian that supports Hamas terrorists. That's what the fuck you're saying. When you say free Palestine, it's what people think, right? That's what they think. But what you should say is, I support the Palestinian people, those who want to be free, not bombed or attacked, and don't care about Hamas, right? That's a long list of shit to say that I support those people. And if you say you stand with Israel, what you're basically saying to anybody else who's not me is, I stand with bombing innocent poor people in a refugee camp that Israel has dumped all of these innocent people at the Gaza Strip and separated from them homes in 1948, and they are now bombing them because Hamas attacked in November 7th. That's basically what you're saying. That's basically what you are saying. And some people will say, oh, that's not what I'm saying. Yeah, but you would say, I stand with the Israeli people that do not stand for what their government is doing, that wants the Palestinian people to be free and not under Israeli control. But you can't say that either, right? It's damned if you don't, damned if you do pick a side. This is why I don't pick a fucking side, because I've said this before, even to my friends. Israel and Palestine are going to be at it for the end of time. I'm sorry, it just is what it is. Fuck picking a side. Number one, I'm not Israeli. Number two, I'm not Palestinian. And number three, this is not necessarily my problem because I'm not trying to push an agenda and I'm not trying to be like, oh, but the Zionists and the... No. Damned if you don't, damned if you do. And there's the problem with that. Why does someone do something, they get the credit that's positive, but then they're told, oh, you shouldn't have did that, or that's not fair that you did it. Why did you have to be the one to do it? Nigga, I did it. MrBeast made wells and rivers and did good shit. he knew this is gonna get some negative backlash. But in his mind, he's like, fuck that backlash. I'm that nigga. Not unless he didn't say that, but I'm that rich boy. What you gonna do about it? And he goes out and does it. But some of you out there will say, oh, well, the white man coming into these, yeah, but the government didn't do it. The government didn't do it. Africa, big as shit. The people that run this entire country, this entire continent, you're telling me nobody is helping out these fucking places? But MrBeast has to. Copy. Copy. You stupid. Period.
Like, you can never win. You can never win. With all this money, you could do something. The guy with a lot of money does something, and he's a white savior.
So in addition to that, CNN talked to the founder and CEO of the water infrastructure organization Face Africa, who said, I've been doing this for 15 years, but we've been struggling to continue the work because funding, awareness, and advocacy all take work. And adding, overnight, this person comes along who happens to be a white male figure with a huge platform, and all of a sudden, he gets all of the attention. It's kind of...
Because he gets all the attention because he has all the money. He can get better connections. He can cut through the bullshit and he can just get it done. You, and maybe this is the problem with a lot of people playing the game of politics. You have to play the game. You have to be political. You have to stick into the game and play that shit. MrBeast, his mind, I'm cutting through the politics. I'm cutting through that bullshit. Oh, I'm trying to make videos. I'm trying to make content. This is philanthropy. He cuts the bullshit because there's stuff in front of it that gets people's eyes on it. You have to play the political fucking game. That's why you get no fucking where. He don't have to play the political game. He can just come in, slide in, build, get whatever he has to done, pay whatever he has to pay, and get the fuck up out of there. That's why it's so easy. You are playing a political game with this country, with these people, with whoever's in charge, and it's a yes, no opportunity. Oh, but the white man comes in and helps them. Yeah, because he has clout, because he has pull, because he's done a lot of shit around the fucking world. You've been in one place for so fucking long that you couldn't get nothing done. That's not on anybody else but you, because you've been playing the fucking game. That's on you.
Frustrating, but it's also understanding the nature of how the world is. And with that saying, it was good that...
I dropped my headphones. Hold on. I dropped my headphones.
MrBeast installed. Kind of frustrating, but it's happens to be a white male figure with a huge platform, and all of a sudden he gets all of the attention. It's kind of frustrating, but it's also understanding the nature of how the world is. And with that saying, it was good that MrBeast installed these wells, but also adding that doing it sustainably is what matters. Arguing that it's one thing to install wells and another to actually have them working 5 years from now. With their organization Face also going on to explain...
Well, he said some of these wells will be... He said it, and I think he looked into the people and said that some of these wells will be functioning 30 years from now. And he quoted that in his video. Now, whoever gave him that info is who he should be talking to, because he had to speak to some of the people building wells in Africa, right? He has this money. He didn't make this shit cheap. This isn't cheap to do. This isn't cheap at all. So it is possible that he has to make these wells run for a significant amount of time. He said these wells could be pumping water and water and water for 30 years from now. Now, after 30 years is up, what happens to the well? Is it still pumping water? Because he says we have to drill a giant hole deep, deep down underground to hit a well, to hit fresh water under the ground. Now, fresh water supplies do dry up. But the only way fresh water gets down there is because there's certain places in Africa and I believe in India that have giant typhoons, have giant rainstorms. The water got to go somewhere. So it seeps underground, miles and miles underground, and is stored in caverns that become fresh water. I think this is how that works. I could be wrong. It's 50-50. But that fresh water underneath the ground, how long is that going to last? That is the question, because who he talked to and who built the wells and who circled and siphoned that information to him, they're the ones to talk to. You can't talk to him about that because he's only getting information from whoever drilled and dug. He doesn't really know.
So much more of the wider context.
I can understand the frustration. Yeah. Like if you're trying to make something happen off the ground, it's hard to get pennies. You see this dude coming with all this money and he's fixing on such a larger scale than you could ever imagine. It's like, bro, I gotta ask for grants. I gotta fight for every dollar. And all of a sudden this dude come out of nowhere. I could understand your ego being hurt by that.
Because you couldn't do it. Now, I said she's playing the political game because Abba here is saying she's got to get grants. They got to fight for every penny, which is true. It's a game. It's a political game. And at the end of it, MrBeast killed it. He killed it. And he had the resources. You're struggling. And it's, man, it's what it is.
But at the end of the day, you got to put that shit aside because it's not about you. It's about the people you serve.
Exactly. Your point was to give people water, not the fact that you gave people water.
Yep.
That's what you wanted.
And here's the truth about a lot of these NGOs. A lot of them go and do this, and they do this in ways that are not sustainable. They do this in ways that require the NGO to constantly be present in order to make sure that the well keeps functioning. So what ends up happening is that the NGOs ensures itself that the government has to keep funding it. But if the government doesn't, then the people are stranded because the NGOs are the only ones who have actually the ability to fix those wells. So I like the idea of what MrBeast did because he created a long-term sustainability plan, and he also made sure that these things could be maintained long-term. Now, if it turns out that's not the case, then I have no issue with people taking criticism. But my understanding is that is what he did. Okay? And that's the case with most of the stuff. From what I've seen, I've never seen this man try to be charitable in a way that isn't thinking about the long-term effects of it. Right? He doesn't seem like he just wants to hand people a bunch of crackheads a bunch of money and be like, well, we donated. No.
Let's see where that goes.
Most of the stuff he does, it seems like he follows through on it and he really tries to make sure that they last for a long time.
Yeah.
So for that reason alone, I have to show him some respect because I know what it's like to live in those communities. I know what it's like to see those communities. I know what it's like to walk through those places on a regular basis. It ain't pretty. So I could never, in my heart of hearts, fault him for that because I know all those people are just so happy. He didn't just do that. He built bridges in the video. He took time to really talk to the communities. And I just thought, for me, I've seen what activism looks like when it's empty calories just for your own self-adulation. And I've seen what it's like when it's meant to be impactful. And I think as long as you're really thinking through how you're going to help these people, I have no problem. I don't care if it's purple, white, blue, pink, rainbow-colored motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck who it is. They want to go and help. I encourage them to help. Just make.
And what's the problem if he goes out and help? It's just because he has the resources that other people don't? Or is it the fact that it's him and he's doing it for video purposes? Shut up.
Make sure you're doing it properly. That's all that matters. That's it.
All those so-called companies or organizations that's supposed to help people that go there, let's say, oh, we're going to build schools. So they get a whole bunch of white girls to go build schools over there. And the next day they undo the school or the wall to have more people to come back to pay money. And that's what I'm talking about by malicious intent. He doesn't have that. You understand what I'm saying? He just helps it and gets the fuck out. But no, it's not the picture perfect thing that you want. Your Hollywood picture perfect winning thing that you want, your scenario that you want. So that's what I was talking about and referring to.
The consequences that come from not having access to water, right? Because beyond causing serious illness, it prevents children from getting an education because they need to help with water retrieval. This is something that disproportionately impacts girls and women as they're seen as the ones in charge of managing water and cooking and cleaning, with Face's website adding, the lost number of potential school days in education hinders the next generation of African women from breaking out of the cycle of unequal opportunity for gainful employment. With safe water nearby, women are free to pursue new economic opportunities and improve their families' lives. Also, in this situation, you have others arguing that this whole controversy highlights far more than just the issues with water in African countries, right? Some pointing to larger issues with income inequality. And understandably, while a number of places have this issue, a lot of the focus was on Kenya, as that's where a lot of MrBeast's video took place. And actually with that, CNN pointed to a Kenyan activist who suggested that MrBeast's video brought shame to the country, right? Saying leaders get grants for cars, but somehow there's no money to drill more holes for wells so people can have drinking water. And actually, to dive into that, you had Reuters doing a report back in 2018 noting that while Kenya's economy had grown roughly 5% annually over the last decade, it has not been equally distributed and has made the gap between the rich and the poor wider. And this is a small...
Of course, because the rich is taking more than they're giving.
Minority of Kenyans receive the wealth, and it's not trickled down.
That has nothing to do with MrBeast.
That has nothing to do with him. That has everything to do with your government and everything to do with the game that's being played with the people.
That's not MrBeast. That's a whole other problem with other people's doing those issues. Yeah, it brought light to some of the people that are not helping and everything and stuff, despite the growth that they're doing. So if you tackle that and you say, yo, you point at the government that should be helping them and are not, yeah, there goes your problem.
Yeah, infrastructure in Africa is like probably one of the largest things holding the development of the country back. You still have so many parts of Africa, even like growing economies that are like, we're talking about dirt roads, places that are not efficient, the way they build the roads around mountainsides rather than going through tunnels because they can't afford to. And then like inefficient roads make blockades very common, so it's very easy for trade routes to be blocked off. Africa in general has a lot of infrastructure issues. What makes it even worse is a lot of contractors are just thieves. Straight up. They get government contracts. They sit on the fucking work. They go very slowly to ensure that they can accumulate the maximum amount of wealth. And because they have a monopoly on this shit, they slow it down as much as they can. You know, a lot of the things holding back Africa and Africans in general are greedy elites. That's just...
That's a fact. That's a fact. So that's not a MrBeast problem. It's the niggas there who are playing the game and have the money. You think MrBeast... No, MrBeast highlighted a problem that's already been there. And Abba fucking killed it with that.
Just what it is. That's not a myth. That's not something I made up. That's something that's well documented. It is a fact. Go ahead. See where the money goes when it goes to local governments. You have too many people in positions of power that are just lining their pockets. So how am I going to get mad at MrBeast? Y'all motherfuckers want to talk about stereotypes. Brother, those stereotypes are not lies. Mm-hmm. That whole idea about elites being corrupt, that's not lies.
I got a little sense of
how many times are we having government turnovers? How many times are we having uprisings in a lot of African nations because people want to topple the government that's just making deals with foreign governments to enrich themselves at the expense of their own people?
Yep.
Don't pretend like these stereotypes are not there. Meanwhile,
that's
it's ordinary people who suffer. So I'm not going to get mad at MrBeast who thinks about them before you, or the elites, or the ones who can even afford to have a Twitter account. Think about it. Most of these people who are being served are people who don't even have access to something like a Twitter account. Data? You think they got money for data to be on Twitter? I just wanted to be able to say these parts. I think his advocacy work is great. I've never met the man, but at the end of the day, anybody who gives people the ability to see again. The blind video is probably the one that's always going to hit home for me, because I'm just like, living life in darkness is so scary. The idea that this man gave people the ability to see, like, that to me is like incredibly touching. If I was struggling and my mom couldn't see and that was like a daily struggle and I just didn't know where to turn to and some man helped her, I would fight anybody who tried to disrespect that man. Because he gave my mom the ability to see me again and for her to be able to walk to places and take care of herself. Like, I don't think people understand the kind of impact that kind of shit has. I think it's sad that MrBeast is the one who has to do it, sure. But I would not let anybody disrespect somebody who did something. So personally, I'm very touched by a lot of the stuff he does. I think it's beautiful. And I think on YouTube, where I see so much bullshit all the time, and hey, listen, I probably play a part and cover it. I think it's just heartwarming to see that.
Imagine someone is giving your mom the ability to see, and then you're like, oh, yeah, thank you for my mom's, but you're really doing that for the wrong reason, and you're being a white savior.
No. You listen, I know you just give my mom the ability to see, but you're a white male.
Yay!
Listen, I know that you gave my kids clean drinking water, which will help them succeed and flourish in school and have proper development as human beings. But you're a white male.
Yo.
You are the patriarchy.
It's always
that is some shit niggas on Twitter are talking about.
People that don't have nothing.
So I need you to apologize for saving my family.
For your privilege.
And then I need you to undo the will, take it and go, and kill yourself.
It's crazy because it's always the people that don't have nothing to do with it and can't do anything about it. It's like, okay, so he did that. What are you gonna do about it?
Fuck you niggas.
What? Nothing. Okay, so we're gonna leave these people not drinking clean water until the right person comes along? Is that what we're gonna do?
For real.
I get.
And who is that right person? That person fucking around.
Yes. That makes no sense, man. Carry on.
Well,
that's fucking crazy.
That's it for us. Let us know what you think in the comments below.
Honestly, my video has gone on too long. I'm probably going to split this into a couple of parts because this is a long enough video as it is. But I sit here as a MrBeast advocate. The nigga does good. Yes, the whole, he didn't cure those blind people. He gave them back their sight. Some got their sight back. Some probably didn't. Probably came back because it was genetic, whatever the fuck. He did what he had to do. And the fact that the man gave pure drinking water to these starving communities and underdeveloped and are helping them, come on, bro. He gave a classroom computers, new whiteboard, a projector. You fucking kidding me? And none of these kids give a fuck about your over-preaching bullshit. Stay on Twitter and stop sucking his dick. Stop, bro. Like, the man doing good. And to get mad at that good is just, it's kind of fishy. Like, it screams ulterior motive as fuck. This is your boy Fat Man. Yo, look, Shouts to Admin Breed. Shouts to MrBeast. I'm probably gonna cut these videos in 2 and then upload them as 1. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to like, subscribe, click the icon, be notified. And for me to you, remember to never give up, never surrender, and keep on riding. Peace and mad love. We are out. I'm going to bed. Good morning, good night. We out.
Shit. Gambino on drum. You little niggas gonna stop acting like my shit ain't the grill. Some of you niggas get your front teeth for grills. And I ain't talking about the contract.
I ain't loving these fake hoes. Room smelling like 8 switches. Room service like 2K. NBA, I'm ballin', nigga. All them niggas fallin' like all them niggas. Talking shit, I saw them niggas. Now they daughter want a picture. Rough, ain't it? Fuck famous. Niggas too real, got the most haters. Wrote a story so Stephen Curry. How it feel to be golden.